Hey vinyl community, this is Glen Kellaway, your low-end music freak, back with another video. This is the second episode of Uncle Glen's Show and Tell. We'll start that in a couple of minutes. I got a couple of shout outs to give out here. First of all, I found a new channel, DJ Reed. Guy's pretty cool, big Beatles fan, fellow Canadian, lives out west of Toronto. So he's a little far from me, but we did talk about maybe getting together when all the COVID stuff was over. Seems like a really nice guy. He has 43 subscribers, I noticed, so please look him up and subscribe to his channel, DJ Reed, R-E-I-D. Secondly, Shannon D has an amazing video on a review of Exile on Main Street. I'm sure a lot of you who watch my channel have watched it, but just in case anybody out there hasn't watched it, I can't recommend it highly enough. It might be my favorite video of all time. She composed this whole review and read it. It was absolutely beautifully written, beautifully spoken, said everything you could say about a record and music, and just absolutely gorgeous video. Thumbs up, Shannon, that was so good. Saturday night, I always just turn on my laptop or my iPad, periodically see what's going on in the community, and Rachel was on doing a live thing. I went, oh cool, so I plug in, and there's a whole bunch of people on it. Everybody was there. It was kind of cool. It was a lot of fun. And then all of a sudden she was going, hey, well, I gotta go, and she said I gotta go, and then it picked up steam, and I don't know how long it went on for. At least I was on probably for another half an hour, 45 minutes, and she had Richard Dolan on. She did a split screen thing with Richard Dolan Jr. from Comic Rima, Mike, guitar player 07, and Rachel, and Jersey Joey. It was a lot of fun, Thanks for doing that, Rachel. Please email me next time you plan on going on so I can watch it right from the start. Yeah, that's about it. So today's video, I want to, oh, by the way, on Saturday, I did a video and I told you about my little incidents there where I fell out of a boat and then had a car accident on Saturday morning. I mowed the lawn this morning, and I want to let you know I didn't lose a toe, so things are looking up for me. Okay, so let's get started. I want to split this into two parts. First of all, I'm going to do Uncle Glen's Show and Tell, and then after that I want to start Show Us Your Neil Young albums thread. Hopefully we'll get some responses to it. So first of all, Uncle Glen's Show and Tell. So climb up on my virtual knee. Now I had a couple of people who were really scared when I said climb up on my knee last time. Robert Hagerman from Robert's on My Turntable thought I really wanted him to climb up on my knee, but I assure you it's a virtual knee. Just pretend you're on Uncle Glen's knee. You don't really have to climb up there. Okay, so what year was this? 2014. January in Toronto. It was the coldest winter we've had in years. The temperature at that time must have been 30 below with howling winds. It was just like if you went outside, it was instant frostbite. It couldn't have been colder. Neil Young is playing at Massey Hall that Sunday night, and my brother-in-law Victor and I have tickets. Victor is the biggest Neil Young fan on the planet. It's his favorite artist. He phones, I'm a football fan, so Sunday I'm just sitting down around noon watching the pregame show, relaxed, warm and comfy in my house, and Victor phones me and says, hey, let's go now. I'm going, what do you mean now? The concert's not till 8 o'clock. He says, let's go find Neil Young. I go, where are we going to find Neil Young? He said, come on, let's go. I go, it's freezing out there. He's going, no, come on, let's go down. So he talked me into it. I'm easy to get along with. We hop in the car and we drive downtown to Toronto and park our cars. And we're there probably, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever it was. Anyway, the first thing we do is freezing our buns off. We walk around Massey Hall. We walk to the back. And what is sitting back there but Neil Young's famous bus, which he calls Pocahontas. So we're watching going, oh, well, he's here. There's the bus. So we stand outside, and there was about maybe half a dozen other people out there freezing to death with us. I'd say within 20 minutes, of us standing there. Who comes out the back door of Massey Hall but Neil Young? He had Elliot Roberts, his manager, with him, and one or two other people. A very small group. There wasn't many. So he came out, and there was about, like I said, about 6 of us. And I said, Neil, can you sign something for us? We all brought something to sign. So he grabs everything from everybody, and he goes back in his bus where it's warm, and he signs it all. And then his handler come out and handed it all back to whoever belonged what. And I ended up with my Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere CD cover, autographed. I'm going to make sure, climb around here, make sure you can see it. There it is. There's my ticket stub, January 12th, 2014. Prized possession, Neil Young. Man, unbelievable. My brother-in-law and I just walked away shaking our heads like, what are the chances that this is going to happen? He was dead on. Let's go and find Neil Young. And we did. So the show was great. Neil was doing this thing. It was Honor the Treaties. He was kind of protesting oil production on Indian land and things like that. So he was trying to create awareness, and he did this tour of acoustic tour. So Neil, first of all, the opening act was Diana Krall. Let me show you the poster. Hold on, maybe I can put it right there. See if you can see it. Honor the Treaties, Neil Young, Diana Krall. There's the shows where he was playing. Great, really nice, pretty poster. Anyway, so Diana Krall opened the show. She was in the middle of recording her Wallflowers album, which I have panned a little bit, although I love the songs and her performance. David Foster just ruined that album for me, way overproduced. But she did a couple of those songs. She did Don't Dream It's Over, the Crowded House song, and just, oh my God, it was just made the hairs on my arm stand up. It was so beautiful. Anyway, she did a great job. She played for about 45 minutes. Then Neil comes out, acoustic guitar, played every song you'd ever want to hear from Neil. It was great. He was great with the crowd. He was telling stories and walking around, and it was just an amazing, amazing night. So that's Uncle Glen's story. So I put my glasses on for the rest of this. Now I want to talk about Neil's albums and all the ones I have. Most of it's on CD. So let's start. Now the funny thing is, I don't have his first album, I don't have Harvest, and I don't have After the Gold Rush. I don't know why. I had Harvest on a DVD audio disc, and I sold all my DVD audio discs, so that's why I don't have Harvest anymore. I want to find the vinyl box set that was released with the first 4 albums on it, but it's so friggin' expensive. Like, I see it, some people want $800 for it. I'm hoping one day I'm going to find it. If not, I'm just going to buy the albums individually at some point. But so let's go. So the first one I have is, well, this is, everybody knows this is Nowhere, but you know where the cover is. It's in a frame. So next, oh, here's After the Gold Rush. I lied. I have it. There we go, After the Gold Rush. So it's just Harvest and the first album. I saw Robert's on my turntable. He just bought the box set of the first 4 albums on CD. I may do that. It's fairly reasonably priced. And if I can't get the rest of them, I'll probably resort to that. Next, my second favorite Neil Young album, Tonight's the Night. Great album. This was on my top 100 of all time albums. My favorite Neil Young album of all time, On the Beach. I know this got panned by a bit of people, but I think it's grown on everybody, and I've loved it from the first minute I heard it. It's so cool. Great album. Ambulance Blues. It's a real moody, I don't even know how to describe it, really folky, moody album. Some long songs on it. A lot of references to Toronto. He mentions the Riverboat was rocking in the rain, the Riverboat's famous coffee house where Neil played. He mentions Isabella. Isabella's a street downtown in Toronto. Yeah, there's a few references like that. So anyway, On the Beach. Zuma, another great album. Man, it's got Cortez the Killer on it. Great song. Rust Never Sleeps, great live album. Harvest Moon, another really good, strong album from Neil. Another live, Neil Young and Crazy Horse, Ragged Glory. This is a really good album too. Freedom. Doesn't this have Rockin' on the Free World on it, this one? Yeah. Yeah. And then the 2-disc set, Decade. One of the greatest compilation hits albums ever released, in my opinion. It's got some obscure songs on it, plus the hits, and just a really good career retrospective of Neil at the time. Another one, this is not even Neil, but it's a tribute to Neil, a bluegrass tribute to Neil Young. It's kind of cool because I play banjo. It's nice to listen to some interpretations of those songs to see if we can figure them out how to play. So yeah, tribute to Neil Young, bluegrass. Okay, here are some of the, let's do these ones first. See, there's some of the later ones. Lanois, this is the album he did with Daniel Lanois. Colorado, with, I think that's with Crazy Horse. Yeah, that's a fairly recent one. Promise of the Real and Neil Young. It's Willie Nelson's Kids. The Visitor. Psychedelic Pill, probably came out about 6 years ago. It's a pretty rockin' album. It's with Crazy Horse too, I believe. I find the lyrics are weak on this album, but the music's great. And Americana. Americana's kind of a cool album. He does like Old Susanna and all these kind of weird songs and everything, and Neil Young's them up. It's pretty cool. Next, the Archive series albums. You can always see the Neil Young Archive. It's got that little logo there on it. Some of these are so good. So here's Neil Young and the Stray Gators. Tuscaloosa, not a bad album. Paradox with Neil Young and Promise of the Real. Oh man, this one's incredible. I want to get this on vinyl too. Live at the Roxy. This is when he does Tonight's the Night. Just before it was released, they did the whole album live at the Roxy. Incredible performance. This is a must-have if you're a Neil Young fan. The Hitchhiker, one of those albums that Neil never released until, like 30 years later. Something that's pretty acoustic album. Songs for Judy. Another great one, Neil live at the Cellar Door. I love these old Neil live stuff. This is from like 1970 or something, just Neil and acoustic guitar. It's the way I like them the best. Sugar Mountain, live at Canterbury Hall. Another old live one. Oh, this one's great too. This one's killer. Live at the Fillmore East with Crazy Horse. Man, that's a great, great album. And the classic of all classics, and my favorite venue where I saw Neil Young live at Massey Hall, the original performance he did in like 1970 or whatever it was. This is iconic concert, iconic live album, a must-have, essential album for any Neil fans. Okay, my vinyl. I've got the new Neil Young album. Again, this is homegrown. That's an album that he just released, but was recorded just after Harvest and never released. There were a couple of songs on here that were popular already, like Love is a Rose that he had released on other things, Star of Bethlehem, which is a great song. Yeah, it's just a really cool album, really good. What else have we got here? Another one of my favorite Neil Young albums, Comes a Time. Great, great album. Emmylou sings on this with him on a couple of songs. Great, great record. And the Neil Young box set, which has these 4 albums in it. It is, hold on for a sec. So there's the sticker, Neil Young official releases, Tonight's the Night, On the Beach, Zuma, and Time Fades Away. Great set. So that's my Neil Young stuff. I hope other people can show theirs if there's any Neil Young fans out there. Uncle Glenn thanks you for watching his show and tell. And thanks. We'll talk soon.